No, it started now.
Oh, God. Dang, Jonah.
The camera has to be like that.
Oh, okay. We'll fix it.
It has to be like this.
Oh my God. So you're just gonna hold it for 2 hours?
Yeah, support. We are the tripod. They're gonna be why your camera shaking so bad?
We might have to prop it on the dresser, I guess.
Alright, I'll get you a good view.
That's so ghetto.
We had
I'll put
nobody
her
in
here.
here though.
So it doesn't look like you're just looking off to the side. You go check.
Oh.
Johnny, you're cooked.
What? We're good. Anybody gonna join immediately? I hope.
What? It was at your very top in your search. You don't even know how to spell free.
Jonah,
Fresh clear.
is this working?
I don't know, but at the very top.
Didn't pop up. She ain't that popular.
Oh, you know what?
She was right there. And then click on that and then go to her channel.
Dang.
You can put it right here.
There we go.
I probably pressed it weird.
The phone jumped off the dresser.
You have 2 people watching right now, guys.
My tripod don't work because apparently the camera has to be this way and not this way. So, hi. Jonah, can you fix the camera?
Alright, live support here.
Sorry, I have my 12-year-old son helping me. I've never done this before.
That good?
It's really, really far away from me. I could just move the whole couch closer, maybe.
Probably it's not that. That's what she wants to do.
I'm literally gonna move the couch. I'm moving the couch closer. There we go. Well, I guess we just wait a few minutes to see if anyone will join before we start talking. Fishing poles are falling. Can you bring the iPad over here? Huh?
What for?
Just in case, if anyone joins, I can read the comments.
I mean,
Sure,
there's
here.
comments right there.
Oh. Adriana Hooper. I wonder if that's Chris. Hi.
Brandon.
Hi, Balin Foder. I'm good.
I got you.
Someone said I love you. I can't pronounce the name. But I love you too. Well, wait till we get a few more people, then we'll talk. I really want to start. I kind of want to vent about my last fishing trip because it was like almost everything that could have went wrong, except nobody died or drowned. So I guess it could have been worse. Someone, John, what's that mean? I got my 12-year-old here helping me.
Wooden shaft?
Yeah.
It means you like live in a wooden shed.
Oh, this is it's we're in the mini house filming right now because there's a lot of little kids in the other house. So if I went in the main house, y'all probably would not be able to hear me. Someone said, "Bro, what? I don't know. How old am I? 31. I'm 31." Well, anyways, has anyone been fishing lately? We've got 24 people watching. No, I can't read because it said 14. Oh man. Yeah, I haven't been fishing in a few weeks. Because the last time I went fishing, some stuff happened, and I had to put the boat in the shop. And then the following weekend, we had that snowstorm, so I was snowed in. And then this weekend, I'm like, okay, we're gonna catch up on some things around the house and editing wise. And then maybe the weekend after next, we'll be able to go fishing because maybe we'll actually have our boat back. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. 93, baby, rise up. I needed a break from this brain rot. Okay, well then, if you're talking about me, then don't watch it. Actually, I'm sorry if I took that the wrong way. I don't really do this internet stuff that well. But anyone who has like kids, younger kids in this new generation of technology, I know y'all be asking your kids for help with stuff. But luckily, my kids ask me for help when it comes to fishing stuff, so at least we have that. 6Xer, why'd you leave a sad face? Chris Hooper said, LOL, do your thing. That's like my road dog right there. If that's what you want to call him. What rod do I use for fishing? Okay, now it really just depends on the type of fishing. Right now, with it being but through December through probably early April, I do a lot of sauger fishing, and I know this sounds crazy, but I have 2 sauger rods that I use. They're medium heavy Berkeley lightning rods, but they're like old school lightning rods. Like I'm talking, they're probably like 20 plus years old. They were gifted to me from an old fishing buddy who has had them for a while, and they're freaking awesome. But let me tell you something. For Christmas, I got gifted a Berkeley lightning rod for sauger fishing, and I used it 3 times, and on the 3rd fishing trip, the tip of that sun gun broke, and I didn't even have a fish on, and I could have cried. I could have freaking cried, because I was sitting here like, before I was gifted that new, like brand new lightning rod, I didn't think they made them anymore. So I found out what people mean by they don't make Berkeley lightning rods like they used to. That's what they mean. They still make them, just not like they used to, because the 2 that I have that are 20 years old, them things are still going. Got one of their newer versions that they make with some different material now. And that sun gun lasted 3 fishing trips and the tip broke, and I didn't even have a fish on. I was just jigging, and then I looked down, the freaking rod tip snapped off. So I don't know what was up with that. But I actually have one in here right now. My one of my old Berkeley lightning rods. They have real flexible tips. So the next few months, this is what I'll be using for fishing. Because when I'm sauger fishing, it's just vertical jigging. But and then when April rolls around, we'll be starting to crappie fish, and that's just like ultralight setups. I'm like a big fan of Fluger. I love Fluger reels. I love Fluger rods. I also am a big fan of Ugly Stick. Inexpensive, but man, them rods they can get ran over by a freaking 18-wheeler, and them son of a guns will still work like they're brand new. What? What? Oh, okay. My son's gonna try to keep up with the comments, so if you are watching, like, feel free to ask some questions. But if anyone that's watching is from Tennessee, well, actually, I'm pretty sure a lot of states have angler recognition programs. I'm a huge fan of the Tennessee Angler Recognition Program because it gives anglers the opportunity to share trophy catches. There's certain species that qualify, and it's based off of length. Now, weighing your fish, that's how they base the like world records or state records off of weight and length. But the Angler Recognition Program in Tennessee, they base it off of length. So I still haven't got my trophy sauger. Gonna be working on that the next few months, and then in the spring I'm gonna try to get my trophy white crappie, because I got a black crappie last year for the Tennessee Angler Recognition Program. So we got to get that sauger and that white crappie. Marvin said he's not an expert in fishing, but I seem to know my stuff. Very cool. I can know a whole lot more. Like I'm constantly looking up stuff. Now, I feel like there are two different types of people in the world: people who fish, and there's people who don't fish. I'm one of those people who fish, and like I'll be doing just pretty much anything, and I'll more than likely be thinking that I would rather be fishing because there's almost nothing else in the world that I'd rather be doing. But I'm by no means an expert, but I'm always like constantly trying to learn new stuff, whether it be looking up bodies of water or streams or lakes that are known to have like certain species that I'm targeting. That's one thing that I've been doing a lot lately, is looking up new places to fish, keeping in mind what I'm fishing for. Luke Bovell, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. He said hi, hello. And Kloss 21 is checking in from Waynesville, North Carolina. Shout out to Waynesville, North Carolina. I'd like to get to North Carolina one day and try to do some fishing. Luke, another person asked what rod do I use. It just really depends on the type of fishing that I'm doing. I'm not by any means rich, so all of my rod combos are fairly rods and reels are fairly inexpensive, and or they were gifted to me. So, but I am a big fan of Fluger. I love Fluger reels. I love Fluger rods. I'm like a huge fan of the Berkeley Lightning rod, but not the new ones, like the old ones. I'm actually about to get on eBay and try to find like someone who's selling old school Berkeley Lightning rods. So if any of you are selling Berkeley Lightning rods, like the old school ones, I'll frickin' buy them from you. You've been thunderstruck. Oh, is that the name of the person's channel? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here from North Arkansas. Luke said you are not pronouncing. What am I not pronouncing right? Like, please correct me. Oh. Yes, well, hello everybody that's joining in. Hey, Country Kirby, you're a loyal fan. My day was good. My son had a basketball game today, but it was like 2 hours away, so I spent 4 hours driving. I literally just got home not too long ago. But I hope you all are having a great day. I appreciate everyone who's joined in. I'm actually about to start telling the story from my last fishing trip. It was cold in here. Can you turn the heat back on, please? Wait, why you turn it off? Sorry, I have my son. We're out here in the mini house filming, and he turned the AC off, so it's getting cold in here quick. You've been Thunderstruck asked if I trout fish any. Here and there. I haven't done a lot of trout fishing lately. I think it was last year we fished the Caney Fork here in Tennessee, and we caught a decent amount of like rainbow trout, but they were like they were itty bitty. I seen a couple big ones swimming around, but anyone who trout fishes a lot probably can vouch for me when I say catching the big trout takes some skill, because those are some smart fish. But I would like to get back into fly fishing one day. I used to fly fish a lot as a child with my uncle who passed away a while ago. And he was like excellent at fly fishing. He tied his own flies, and he knew all the right times to go out there, and he knew the Osable River in Michigan like the back of his hand, and it's pretty well known for trout fishing. But I do plan on getting back into it because I do need to catch trophy trout for the Tennessee Angler Recognition Program. But in short, yes, I do trout fish here and there, but I haven't caught any big ones lately, so, but it's on my bucket list. How many points How many points he put up? Yes, something loyal. Oh, how many? Oh, he put up 5 today. Their team got creamed pretty bad. But my son, he's pretty good. He plays point guard for his team. He's pretty he's one of those like aggressive fast players, so I seen him out there getting a little angry and frustrated with the other players today, and I'm just like, whoa, calm down. You've been thunderstruck. He said, I live 30 minutes from the trout capital of the world. Can you comment like where's the trout capital of the world, please? So I can add it to my bucket list. I hate to admit that I'm not going to be able to fish all the wonderful places in the world there are to fish before I die, because there's just not enough time in this lifetime. Jonah, can you hand me the heater remote? I'm cold, like I'm shivering. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time talking because I'm freaking freezing. Give me a second to put a hoodie on. Can you throw me a hoodie right on my bed? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, they got creamed. Cotter, Arkansas on the White River. Okay, I've heard of the White River. Arkansas's that state touches Tennessee, so it can't be that far out of reach for me to get to one day. Do any of you fly fish? Anyone in the live stream, if you fly fish, please leave a comment, because I might need to ask you some questions one day. Your son is in the chat. Yes, my son is helping me today. Memphis is 4.5 hours away. Oh, you're so Rico. I hope Richo. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Thank you so much. That was nice of you to say. Okay, so until I get some more questions, I'm going to tell the story of my last fishing trip. Don't judge me or laugh at me. This is not turning on. Can you see if you can get this to work? It's cold out here. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I can answer that. Who's my son's favorite player? LeBron James. Okay, so last time I was fishing, this was about 2.5 weeks ago. We took the boat out to go sauger fishing, and you know, everything started out good so far. I got the boat down the ramp, like first or second try. That's good for me. Because more often than not, before I go fishing, I'm like super paranoid and sketched out about anyone being at the ramp and watching me back down the ramp. So we got the boat in the water, and we get to going. We get to the mouth of the marina, and it had rained a lot all that week, so there was debris at the mouth of the marina. So I got a little paranoid. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn the motor off, and I'm just gonna troll past all this. So my son and his friend were with me, and they noticed that there's water coming over the transom, and I'm like, oh, don't worry about the water back there. It's just from us backing down the steep ramp. It just, some water got in there. All right, so then a few minutes later, my son's like, man, where's this water coming from? But I had just like spilled some water out of the minnow bucket, so I figured it was from the minnow bucket. I was like, oh, don't worry, I spilled some water. And then a few minutes later, my son's friend's like, man, I got a bunch of water at my feet too. I'm like, oh crap, we're sinking. So luckily we hadn't left the mouth of the marina yet. Like all of that happened that fast. So I'm like, man, we need to get this boat out of the water, because I don't know what's wrong with it. Because I know like a couple days before we went fishing, I was messing around with all the buttons. So I figured maybe I had messed something up. So we get the boat on the trailer and pull it out, and it's just like oozing water out the back where the plug is supposed was supposed to go. I had put the plug in the hole for the live well, and I've never done that before, so that was my fault. Luckily, we didn't just take off, because then we would have been pretty far upstream, and then we would have had to come back on the sinking boat. So we get all the water out of the boat and we relaunch, and it's already a tough day fishing because the water's up and it's dirty. A lot of the creek mouths had a lot of debris in them, so tough day. So we get pretty far upstream, and the dang overheat alarm on the boat starts going off. So I have to slow down because I don't know if something's really overheating or if it's just a bad sensor. Because whenever I first got the boat, the overheat alarm would go off if we got up to 30 miles per hour, so we couldn't go past 30 miles per hour. And then I took it to one shop, they couldn't figure it out, and I took it to one other guy and he got it figured out. And for months, the overheat alarm was not going off, but it just started going off this particular day for whatever reason. So I'm just like, all right, we can deal with this, because we're not, we got the trolling motor. So push comes to shove, we're going upstream, so we can just troll back downstream. So we get skunked. We get all the way to this creek mouth and we don't catch anything. So like, we're just gonna go back and we're gonna go fish the dam, because I know even though the water's up, you can always catch fish at the dam. So we going, what? How many miles per hour do we have to go all the way back to the marina? Like, we miles upstream. I think we were going like 5, maybe 10 miles per hour the most, in order to avoid setting off the overheat alarm. So after driving, it probably took like 30-45 minutes to get back going that slow. So we finally get back to the marina, all excited to go to the dam, and we're getting the boat on the trailer. And I'm like, man, we're gonna have to get the trailer in the water more. So we back the trailer down a little more, and then I go to readjust the boat on the trailer, and then a boom, boom, I crashed. Well, I didn't crash the boat, but I jerked it around on the trailer a lot, and it actually made the truck move. And I guess the impact caused the key of the boat to like break off. Luckily, I was able to get both of the broken pieces out of the key switch in the boat. So I'm like, crap. Now I gotta finish putting this thing on the trailer without a freaking motor. So luckily this gentleman had just got out of his truck, and I asked him for help because we needed some extra muscle to pull the boat up on the trailer without the motor. So we're getting the boat on there by hand, and the gentleman's like, we're gonna have to get the trailer down some more. So I go and back the trailer down more, and then for some stupid reason, I put the freaking e-brake on, and I leave the truck in park. So I proceed to get out of the truck on the ramp, which is, of course, a ramp's gonna be on like a slight hill. The truck didn't roll right away, but once we moved the boat a little bit, oh man, that truck started rolling backwards. It was going into the water. So the man jumps into my truck and stops it from going into the water. So after that, yeah, that was the end of that day. We couldn't go fishing or anything. We didn't even get to go to the dam because we didn't have a key to start the boat. Yeah. So needless to say, the boat's been in the shop because I need a new key switch panel. And I'm thinking the motor has, the boat or something has a bad sensor, like for the overheat alarm. Because I've been trying to do research. It's a 2008, it's a 90 horsepower Mercury motor. And it's old, but man, it's still a good motor. It starts right up. It doesn't give me any problems. But this overheat alarm sensor thing has been really tripping me out, because I don't even think it's actually overheating. I think it might be a bad sensor, but I could be wrong. I just told the people at the marina, just like, because they asked me what's going on with it. Was I panicking? I wasn't really panicking too much. Okay. I guess I am a little bit of a panicker. I think I was flustered more than anything, so that's why when I did one stupid thing, I started doing a bunch more stupid things. Yes. But I don't know if any of you know anything about Mercury motors, but it's an older one. It's 2008. It's a 90 horsepower, and according to some things that I've read on like fishing forums and stuff, that a lot of these older Mercuries have had like bad sensors on them or something for the overheat alarm. So maybe it's just the bad sensor. So I told the guy at the marina to look at that. I told him just to look at everything in general to figure out what's going on with it. But as soon as we get that son of a gun back, we are going to go sauger fishing. And I would really like to do a live sauger fishing. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, so I see we don't have a lot of people watching. That's such a bummer. I think everyone who is watching though, but I'm not gonna let it discourage me. We're still gonna do some more lives and have fishing chats, or even try to do some live sauger fishing, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. And also to have a catch and cook with sauger, because when it gets into late winter and early spring, I can probably really get into them good and limit out and do a catch and cook. So that would be my idea, to try a live fishing, something new. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be like unfiltered. I'd probably have to watch my language, because sometimes when I'm fishing, I might accidentally slip up and say a cuss word or two. So we're gonna I'm working on that. I really am. And I'm new to this, so don't judge me. I am going to figure out how to do what is it, like screen sharing, so we could do like call-ins. So next time I do a live where we talk fishing, I will have it to where I can have people call in and we can do screen sharing and like share fishing stories, or maybe like some tips, tricks, or advice. Because man, I would really love to do I would really love to get some tips, tricks, and advice from you guys. You don't I don't see a lot of you give me tips, tricks, or advice like I would like. I want to get flooded with ideas and constructive criticism. I want to become better. Country Kirby, yeah, live streams start slow, but it helps you gain subscribers fast. Yeah, I see live streams start slow. I'm thinking I'd have at least 20 people join. But it don't help. I guess maybe my conversation's lame, but I was hoping to have more like questions and stuff. So I suppose I can just dig into my arsenal of fishing stories. Oh, the time before last, our fishing trip was actually great. We went to the dam and we were catching keeper saugers. Really, we had enough, we were catching enough to where we could have kept them and had a fish fry. So my bad on my part for not having a cooler to take them home, because I was an hour and a half from my house. So I didn't have any way to tote the fish home. And then someone told me I could have just carried them home in the live well. I didn't really think about that, but we had a great fishing trip, but we had to end it early because we had my uncle with us, and well, I say uncle, but like a friend or whatever. We call him an uncle, but he got a treble hook in his finger, like deep in his finger, so he had to go to the hospital. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. Olivia Vaughn said hi, and I think you're doing good. Thank you. My son's laughing hysterically about that. That must be his friend.
Before
Yeah, so one of the people we had fishing with us that day got a daggone treble hook deep in his finger, and we had to go to the hospital, and we had to leave them fish biting. So that was a bummer. Has anyone watching ever had a treble hook in their hand, face, knee, foot, anything? Anyone ever been treble hooked? Any of any of the 8 people watching? Oh gosh, that's so funny. Man, I might have a fishing story for every fishing trip. I just gotta like keep peeling back in my brain. Okay, so I live in Tennessee. I don't know how many Tennessee viewers of the 8 people on the live stream are from Tennessee. I don't know how many of y'all are from Tennessee. Oh, Country Kirby said he's been treble hooked to his inner thigh. Ow. I know that hurt. Did you have to go to the hospital to get it out? Cause I know that sucked. Okay, I'm crossing my fingers when I say this. I have never been treble hooked. Like when I was younger, my dad got like one of the big it was either a jerkbait or a crankbait treble hook stuck in his stuck, I think it was in the part in his lower thumb or something like that. I don't know, somewhere on his hand, and he had to go to the hospital. And so I guess just thinking about that and knowing that happened to him and how bad it hurts, and he's a tough man. He had to go to the hospital to get it out. So I know it has to hurt because my dad's not a crybaby. So I guess since that happened to him, and then my uncle had gotten one. It was either him or his wife. They had told me a story about them having to go to the hospital because of a treble hook. So I guess I've had enough family members get hooked by a treble hook to where I'm just like paranoid, and I'll proceed with the slowest extra caution using them, even if it's an inconvenience, just to avoid being treble hooked. I just clipped the point off with nail clippers and pulled it out. Ouch. Well, I know people say when it gets past the little barb on the treble hook, like you're screwed. So yeah. Ooh, it's cold. Keep my feet up here freezing. Oh, Easton asked what my favorite type of fishing is. Okay, so, I just, here lately, I've really been loving, like, sauger fishing, walleye fishing. That's kind of, like, been my thing lately. I only really do it in winter on into early spring, but I think right now, maybe because I've got it on my bucket list and I'm targeting trophy sauger and walleye right now. That's kind of like my favorite type of fishing that I really got an itch for right now. But at the end of the day, if it was like a life or death choice, if it was a situation where I had to pick one type of fishing to do the rest of my life, it would be smallmouth fishing, hands down, for sure. Like if I can't fish for smallmouth, if someone told me you're no longer allowed to fish for smallmouth, I would probably just quit fishing altogether. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that, but that's definitely my favorite type of fishing. But yes. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about. Okay, speaking of sauger fishing and walleye fishing, I do want to talk about. I did explore some new water here in December. I explored a stretch on the Cumberland River, and man, it was a lot of fun. It was supposed to be like a 2-day excursion, but the second day of old MILF, that's the name of my boat, by the way. Her name's MILF. Man, I Love Fishing is what it stands for. Old MILF was tripping, and we were not able to go fishing that second day. But the first day exploring the Cumberland for the first time was freaking awesome. So we get there to the ramp, and I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of flow in this river. Because when I'm sauger fishing, like ideally I try to find like current, like deep holes in current this time of year to look for them. So I was excited. So we put in at this ramp and we went upstream till we got to the dam, and we started at the dam. It was a Cordell Hole Dam. I hope I'm saying that right. And being that it's an older boat, I don't have a fancy live scope yet, and call it cheating. I don't know how many people consider live scopes cheating or not. I'm getting one day. But I did have my little prehistoric depth finder. So I'm like, okay, this is new water. I tried my best to look up the water on like Fishbrain and Google Maps to get an idea of what I was working with. But at the end of the day, I was kind of like shot in the dark. But luckily, when I was at the dam, there wasn't too many people yet, but there were other boats there. So I'm really weird about fishing next to other boats. Like when I'm fishing, I don't want a boat to get too close to me. Not that I want to like hog all the fish. I just don't want to accidentally like get snagged in someone's line or tangled in their line or get their line in my trolling motor. Just like weird stuff like that, you know, just like 6 feet, please. Just anyway, so I didn't want, like, ideally I'm thinking, okay, this is new water, just go to where the other boats are. I'm like, no, we can't do that. So luckily I took a shot in the dark, and I was just looking around at like my depth finder and trying to find any areas where the water might have like drop offs or whatever. But it seems like I don't know if I'm retarded, but it seems like every dam I go to is like 30 feet of water. I don't know, it could just be my prehistoric depth finder, because I think that same day we discovered that my reader in the front wasn't reading the depth right, but the one in the back was. So however I figured it out that day, I started at the top where this wall was at the dam, and I just kind of like drifted down. But I don't know, maybe there just were a lot of fish up in there, but where I started and was drifting, wherever I was, and however I figured it out with my prehistoric depth finder, there was fish. And you know, I didn't catch any keeper sauger that day, but I caught some small ones, and a kitty cat, catfish, white bass. White bass seem to just be everywhere all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if any of you feel the same way, but when you're fishing for like anything, here comes the white bass. No matter what I'm fishing for, seems like white bass are always biting. I'm never actually targeting them. One day I'm going to target them, but I haven't actually ever been targeting them, but they're always biting. But anyways, let me pause my story. Do you tell viewers your actual name? I don't want to call you Mrs. Freak or Mrs. Creek Freak. Pan Fishing Fools checking in. What's up? That's another loyal subscriber of mine. My name. Crap, y'all don't know my name? It's Ashlyn.
Ashlyn on Facebook.
My name is Ashlyn. No, my son just said Ashlyn on Facebook, but I don't have Facebook. I have the only social media I have. I'm lame.
I can go live on this left.
Okay, sorry, I had to reconnect. We're out here in the mini house. It's like this is so funny. We're in the mini house. It's not actually attached to the house. It's just like another room. So it's kind of far from the internet. So if I get disconnected, I'm gonna reconnect. Don't leave me hanging, my loyal 7 subscribers watching. Ash the Fish Slayer from the dirty. Yeah, Ash the Fish Slayer from the dirty south. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna get back to my story. I know a lot of people aren't watching, so if you join in, I'm just kind of like telling stories. So back to my story, exploring the Cumberland River for the first time. So since we started at the dam, when they were generating water, when they stopped generating water, I think the bite kind of died down. Because I drifted for, I don't know how long downstream, and it was just like a dry spell. I think we were drifting for an hour down from the dam, and I didn't catch nothing. So I'm like, screw it. we about to go explore. We about to crank this thing up, and we gonna find the first deep hole that we can find. Because I think the deepest hole that we had found so far, down from where we were fishing at the dam, was like, I don't know, it seemed like an average of like 20, maybe like 20 feet we were seeing at the most. So I get to cruising along, and well, I say cruising along like I was just speedboating. No, I was slowly going because I was trying to keep up with the depth. So we get down to this one hole, and I think it was the very first time that my depth finder had read like 35, almost 40 feet of water. I'm like, all right, we're gonna stop right here. As soon as I dropped the jig, I dropped it one time, like maybe once or twice. I felt it like snag up on a rock, and as soon as I unsnagged it off the rock, fish, boom, bam, nice size keeper walleye. I'm like, man. So we get to fishing some more. Then I catch like two massive drum. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of drum. I'm not necessarily a big fan of catching freshwater drum, just because it has a bad stigma behind them, like they're a trash fish. But Tennessee Angler Recognition Program actually recently added drum. Well, I say recently, but in like recent years, I guess. They added freshwater drum to their qualifying species list, so I actually have to catch a 28-inch drum, well, at least 28-inch drum, to get my trophy drum for Tennessee Angler Recognition Program. So, yes, I'm just going to go ahead and say, catching a drum really isn't that bad for me. I don't mind it, just because of the chance of catching a trophy. The small ones, oh, to heck with it, like, no fun. But the big ones do put up quite a fight. So I caught 2 big old drum, and I was gonna keep on fishing, but it was starting to get dark, so I had to go. Hang on, my son's snapping at me. Someone, I can't say that name, but it says Master Fisherwoman. You've probably been asked this a million times before, but what are your top 3 favorite species to catch? Okay, I'm gonna get to that. I'll answer that in just a second. I'm gonna wrap up my story. But by the time we got to the 35, 40 foot long hole of water on the Cumberland, we didn't really have much time to fish it because it was already getting dark. And in December, it gets dark pretty early. So, but I had in mind, we're going to this hole first thing tomorrow. Even if they're generating water at the dam, we're going to go on down to this deep honey hole, because it's deep, long stretch of water, and it's got a lot of rock. But we didn't make it there that day because the boat was tripping. But I'm going back to the Cumberland very, very soon. But my top 3 favorite species to catch, definitely smallmouth. I love catching smallmouth. A lot of fun. Sauger, I love catching sauger. They're a lot of fun too. I think sauger fishing in general is just fun because I vertically jig for sauger. So when you vertically jigging, you liable to catch anything. So they're a lot of fun to catch. And I know this sounds crazy, but this past summer, you know what? I like crappie fishing. That's a lot of fun. But this past summer, I got into long-nosed gar fishing because Tennessee Angler Recognition Program has gar. I actually have my paper up with all the qualifying species because I knew that I would start talking about Tennessee Angler Recognition Program. But long-nosed gar, 45 inches or longer, is considered a trophy species on the Tennessee Angler Recognition Program qualifying species list. So this past summer, I was doing night fishing for long-nosed gar, and when I tell you, some fun right there, that is some fun, man. Like, trash fish or not, respect your long-nosed gar, because those things are not easy to catch. But when you do got one on, boy, they fight like a prehistoric monster, because they are prehistoric fish. And sauger is also a prehistoric fish, so I guess you can say I've just got a thing for catching prehistoric fish. Country Kirby said, I still haven't caught a smallmouth. I might need to go up north too. Boy, yes, a few years ago, I went to Michigan and stayed on Lake St. Clair, Anchor Bay on Lake St. Clair. And that was some good times. We had some good bass fishing there. It's a great fishery for smallmouth too. I think all times of year. I cannot wait to get back. Like, that was a beautiful clear lake. But I mean, just really I hear that there's some big boys up there in Michigan in the lakes, smallmouth wise. Just like, I don't know. But there's definitely some good smallmouth fishing up north. Did I miss any? Did I miss any comments after?
Drums are ugly as hell, and carps are nasty too.
Drums are ugly. They are ugly. I missed that comment. They are ugly, and the drum, they stink. And every time I catch one, they're like, I call it their poop hole, whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's the hole that they shoot eggs out of. I don't freaking know what it's called. But there's always something protruding out of it. It's nasty. Ever thought of getting a charter license to do a guide trip for extra pocket change sometimes? Yes, I have thought about that. And I looked at the stuff you have to do behind it. If I did do that, it would be some major investing in myself. It'd be one of those taking risks in life, because I'd probably have to get some type of loan. I'd have to have money to start that hustle. But not to mention, I make jokes about that. Oh, maybe I should start guiding. And then I'm like, what if on my off day, when I want to go fish somewhere by myself and not be bothered, and I row up on my kayak or pull up on the boat, and there's someone there that I done took guiding, fishing my spot. So, oh, he said, I'm not touching them drum lips. It's funny because they actually do have like a mouth, like an, I don't know, like they almost look like they have like little human lips. It's nasty. Last month when I was fishing at the dam, I caught, I'm pretty sure it was a buffalo, and it had some big nasty lips on it. And it's funny because I didn't even foul hook him. I don't know if I foul hooked him in the mouth, but when I reeled him up, the hook was in his mouth. So I don't know, maybe I was vertically jigging the bottom, so maybe he like sucked it up off the bottom with his big lips. But I thought it was really odd that I had hooked a buffalo in the mouth, because usually if someone catches one of those, they're like foul hooked or snagged. So it was nasty. Oh. Facts. Customers will steal your honey hole. I'm telling you, that's what I was thinking. Like, if I did ever want to guide, not only would I need money to start something up like that, but I'm still kind of in that phase in life where I'm exploring new bodies of water. So most of the time when I'm fishing, I'm taking a shot in the dark, unless there are a few streams that I know like the back of my hand. But as far as like lakes, typically when someone wants to guide, they want to fish on like a bigger reservoir, or like maybe like a bigger river. And I'm still trying to break a lot of them down. So so if I did guide, it'd have to be in my streams that I know well. And those little streams and little rivers, you don't want to be overfished. Which I want everyone to enjoy fishing, don't get me wrong, but you got some people that go out there and they just like disrespect the crap out of nature, whether it be littering or maybe mistreating the fish, which I have nothing against people eating the fish. Like, if you're gonna harm the fish by any means, I hope you plan on eating it. But I just see what some people can do to some of these places.
You've missed a couple.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did miss a couple.
You missed.
Well, maybe bring the iPad here so I can read them.
Nah. You missed. When's the next time you're going fishing? I wish I had a honey hole of my own. Need a bulldozer to make my own pod. Do it with a shovel or wheelbarrow.
When's the next time I'm going fishing? Next weekend, no matter what, I'm going fishing. Even if I don't have my boat back, I guess I'm just gonna have to go do some bank fishing. But I hate to admit it, I suck at bank fishing. If I do bank fish, I'm gonna cast out some live bait and let it sit. But as far as like jigging or using my lures from the bank, I really struggle. Like, I like to be in a kayak or a boat and get to places that I can't from the bank. But if I don't have my boat back and it's too cold, which it's gonna be too cold to kayak, I'm gonna have to fish from the bank. Do it with a shovel and a wheelbarrow. You got it.
That's about making his own pond.
Oh, about someone making their own pond. Man, eventually I'm gonna buy some land, even if it's not a lot of land. But I wanna have a pond. I really do. I wanna have like a pond and put largemouth in it, some bluegill, some catfish. Just, I don't know. It'd be fun to have a pond. Even if I gotta go catch fish and stock it myself. That'd be a lot of fun. I don't know. Maybe I feel like that's almost every angler's dream, to have their own pond or lake just right in their backyard. I mean, I like to get out and explore new bodies of water. I think I would get bored going out to the same pond every day. But, oh, can you turn that fan off? Y'all freezing me in here. They keep messing with my heat. But yeah, I think I'd get bored going out and fishing a backyard pond every day. But I would love to have one just for like when family comes over, like nieces or nephews, the kids and their friends if they come over. But I do have this like dream to have a pond on my land or wherever I'm living, and I have like competitions on holidays with family to see who can catch the big largemouth or something out of there. I don't know. That's something I think about. So I don't know who put the comments about a pond, but I feel you there. Like I would love to have my own pond and raise fish, like some big ones. Take care of them so they get nice and fat and juicy. Thank you, Texas Phantom Fishing, for your subs. Thank you.
Whoop whoop, 20 members.
Thanks. Country Kirby said, that's what I did with my pond. I put like 5+ pound, 7-pound bass in my pond. Yeah, I actually had an old friend. I had an old friend who knew someone that had a pond that he would catch fish. And sometimes the fish he would catch out of these bigger lakes and rivers, he'd go put in his friend's pond. And he took me out there to fish one day, and I was fishing with a top water, and I caught a few fish. It was a lot of fun. And I used the Berkeley pit boss, and I caught the biggest crappie in my life out of that dang pond. It was wild. I think it was like 17 inches, and I'm like, whoa. It was wild. I think it's pond fishing's like a different type of fishing, really. Like, it's almost, if they're taken care of, it's almost like them fish are always biting. Oh, I missed one.
I'll read it. My dream life, for show, a cabin with a nice pond out the front door.
Dream life, nice cabin with a pond out the front door. See, me, I really want a house on like a river, even though, you know, there's risks of flooding. Like maybe even like if it's just a summer home, it'd just be great to have a place like right on the water. Where we live, like we pretty much live on the Duck River, a safe distance from. Ooh, I dropped a possible cue to where we live. Well, I've already said it now, the Duck River. But it's like there's a whole field separating us from the river, so it's not like it would take, if it flooded, like it'd take a whole lot to reach us, but we're like a hop, skip, and a jump away from the river at least. So I fished with bluegills to catch my bass. I've heard about that. Once upon a time, this was a couple springs ago, crappie fishing at one of the TWRA lakes here in Tennessee that actually has a really, really good, healthy crappie population. And we were having a slow day fishing for crappie, so then we just switched to worms and bobbers, and we started fishing for bluegill. And my friend had his buddy on the boat this day, and his friend was reeling in bluegill, and from behind that bluegill was a monster bass following it. And I mean, my friend was just quickly reeling in the bluegill, so he wasn't expecting the bass to come. We're like, man, you should have let him have that. But of course we fishing with ultralights, so that would have been a heck of a fight with that big bass on there. But it was just crazy because the freaking mouth of that fish coming up to try to get that whole like decent sized bluegill was just freaking it was a sight to see. Like, I still think about that till this day. Like, I want to go back and find that fish. Jonah, I miss any comments, buddy?
Yes. From Olivia Vaughn, what's the weirdest fish or anything that you've caught?
Olivia Vaughn just asked me what the weirdest, pretty much asked me what the weirdest fish or the weirdest thing I've caught. Um, non-existent or not non-existent, non-living wise, I've caught a freaking rock before. Like, I was seriously, I reeled in a rock like this big. I don't know how my hook caught the rock, but I reeled in a rock. That was pretty wild. As far as the weirdest fish I've caught, oof,
Think what?
I don't know. You know what? Okay, one time I was crappie fishing, and I caught what's called a black nose crappie or a magnolia crappie, which is pretty much like a black crappie, but they've got like this really cool black stripe on their nose. It was the first time I've ever caught one. I haven't caught one since, but they're pretty rare to catch. You don't really see a lot of the black nose crappie, so that might have been one of the most rare weird catches that I've caught. Yeah. Jonah, read them comments, brethren.
So somebody said probably some walleye. They got some crazy eyes.
Yeah, walleye do have crazy eyes. Even sauger, the sauger and walleye are in the same like family of fish. But we actually caught walleye before thanks to their creepy eyes. It was in Michigan over the summer. It was June of last year. June in Michigan, that's when I believe that's when their walleye must spawn. I think the spawning behaviors are different up north. I think because the water temperatures. Because I noticed when we went to Michigan in June, a lot of the fish that were done spawning in Tennessee were still spawning up there. So the walleye were spawning when we were up there. So we went up there to the dam on the one of the dams on the Asaba River at night, and we were shining flashlights, and you could see walleye up in the shallows because their eyes would glow when the lights hit them. So we were catching them with X-Wraps, just like right off the dock we were on, using flashlights, getting an idea where they were because their creepy eyes glow. They glow at night. Some really pretty fish. Like I love walleye.
Okay.
And they taste delicious. Okay.
We don't even do explaining speeches.
Okay.
Okay, so
My son said I need to quit going on speeches, but we're supposed to be talking fishing, right?
Shankina Cooper said, "I just love you."
Oh, hi! I love you too. Are you talking about Shaniqua Cooper? Yeah. Hi! I love you too. I miss you. That's one of my friends. It's my son can't pronounce names. I'm sorry.
Country Kirby said you can't be giving out your location.
Yeah, you're right. But luckily the Duck River runs through like the entire state of Tennessee, so no one knows. So I did slip up, but no one knows. I don't think I gave it up.
On the fishing app.
Oh, I should have posted a rock on Fish Brain. I think I brought it home to my mom because she collects rocks, and I told her I caught this rock because it had like a hole in it. So I think that's how it got hooked on there. But I was like, man, this is a weird non-fighting fish, and I reel it in. It's a rock.
Pan Fishing Fool said, "Hey, like for real, we need some private pond action from you."
Yeah, who said that? Pan Fishing Fool? Oh, Pan Fishing Fool suggested that I need to do some videos in private ponds. I've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting to go pond fishing and make a vlog, like pond hopping. And it's torture when I'm driving and I drive past these houses or the land of people who have ponds, because I can't be the only one that thinks like this. Every time you go past, like drive past the pond on someone's land or in their yard, whatever, and think, I wonder if there's fish in there. And then I like imagine myself stopping and like sneaking down there real quick and fishing. But I don't want to be, to anyone that watches my videos, I don't want to be bad and trespass, but trust me, like, I'd be tempted to just go like hop in these ponds, like getting out my car real quick and making a few casts to see if I can catch one and dipping. Because I don't know too many people that have private ponds. Because my one friend, the one friend that took me to that one pond, he was actually a guy I used to date, so like we don't talk anymore. I can't fish that pond. And I don't really know anyone else that has ponds to fish, so I'm gonna put that on my bucket list. So I'm gonna ask around. Maybe I can grow some courage to talk to these landowners and see if they'll let me fish on their private ponds. But I'm putting that in the works, especially it's would be something I focus more on when it's warmer, because I think it's a lot of fun to fish those ponds when the fish are on bed. What we got?
Olivia on Fawn said, "What's the best fishing spot near you?"
Someone just asked me what the best fishing spot near me was. Well, I can't really say exact places, but where I live, there's a ton of places to fish. I mean, it's no secret that in Tennessee, because I live in Middle Tennessee, but in Tennessee alone, there's tons of streams. Like just about, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I know at least every stream, creek, river here in Tennessee has smallmouth, for sure. So really, it's hard to say, because if you can get down to the water without any weird issues with people, with the no trespassing and stuff, like mostly, yeah, just every single stream that I've stepped foot in here in Tennessee, there's been smallmouth at least. So it's pretty awesome. That's what I'm telling you. Like I can't even say that there's a best spot, because there's just so many. We got questions? I'm sorry, I got my assistants back here. Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Most people are nice and let you fish the pond, especially to keep it healthy. Yeah, I'm really shy. Like I'm kind of socially awkward. Y'all can probably tell just off of this video that I'm socially awkward. I don't know how to ask these people, like, cause my luck, I'm gonna go knock on their door and introduce myself and politely ask to fish their pond, and they're gonna have some like weird funny excuse as to why they don't let people fish their ponds or tell me to get lost. Country Kirby said, "I'm not from Tennessee. I might have to travel to catch smallmouth." Yeah, there's a lot of great places to catch smallmouth here in general. There's all kinds of places to fish. I've been looking it up. Like, this is the year. This is the year I want to explore more Tennessee myself fishing. But I think it was you earlier that said something about going up north to catch smallmouth. Like you ain't lying. Like I know for sure in Michigan too, there's some great smallmouth fishing. Hey little homie, y'all got a cool mommy. Love her. Has the bite been super tough for you as it has been for me the past couple of weeks? I've got skunked almost every day. Oh my gosh, I wish I knew where you were fishing at. What state are you fishing in? Whoever just asked me about the bite being super tough and getting skunked every day the past couple of weeks, let me know where you're at. I hate to say that I haven't been fishing in a few weeks because of the boat and then the weather, and then this weekend I suppose I could have went Friday, but I just have a lot going on. But I hate to say it, but every time I go fishing, more than likely I'm gonna catch fish, because if I gotta do some extra weird crap to catch fish, I will. Like, even if I have to completely target a different species and go catch a bluegill or something, because like bluegill are almost always biting, I don't give a crap. Hey, oh man, literally, like, the boat has to sink or the key has to break off in the ignition for me to stop fishing. But no, the bite's usually not tough for me this time of year, because I like sauger fishing, and if they're not biting on the main river, more than likely they'll be biting at the dam. Okay. What's that mean? I don't really know how long these live streams last. I suppose, how many people are watching?
7.
Thank you to you 7 people, lovely people. Like, I really do thank you guys, because I'm new to this and I try to get better at things every time I do them. Boats are a lot of work. What's your preference, kayak or bass boat? They are. And my dad told me, he's like, you know what boat stands for, right? I said, what? He said, bust out another 1,000. Because he's not lying. Like, I drive my truck way more than I use my boat. And it's crazy how much more maintenance the boat requires. And it's an older boat, too. So I feel like and it was used, so I bought a pre-owned older boat. So you know that comes with a lot of problems, but it's a good old boat when because the problems last time were like self-inflicted. Like the key thing, that was me that did that, and I'm pretty sure the overheat alarm is just a bad sensor. But I'm telling you what, yeah, that boat has cost me probably cost me probably almost $1,000 so far since I bought it. Yeah, but whenever it does start, whenever I get it back, working on a project with the kids, I bought a flat bottom for them, and we've got it painted. It has like a few minor, it's got like a minor leak in it. I don't think it's anything serious. I think it's just where we have to replace the rivets in one of the seats, but I'm saving up to put a, what is it, a 9 horsepower? What is it? It's a 9, or is it 8 or 9? Or is it a 10? I don't know, anywhere from 8.
It's 9!
Okay, a 9 horsepower Mercury outboard for their flat bottom. And it's a lightweight flat bottom. That is 14-foot flat bottom. It's pretty lightweight. It's aluminum. That thing is gonna go with that 9 horsepower. But I made sure I got it lightweight, just in case I ever have to drag the boat, like over rock bars or anything. But I didn't think about how it's gonna be on the stability. So we're gonna try to put a little bit of weight on it, maybe like a floor or something, to add some weight to hopefully make it a little easier for them to control. Of course, at the age they are, I bought it for my 11 and 12-year-old son. I'm not gonna let them go out on the boat by themselves. Not without me, not till they're 18. So it's not like I'm gonna let them go out in the river and coast with that thing.
Okay, so you're gonna start answering questions.
Are you going to live more? Gotta head out. Okay, well, you take care. Yes, I'll try to do these. I'm gonna do one fishing next time I go fishing. So I'll definitely have I'll have a countdown for the next one. So if something happens to where I don't get to go fishing next week, if the weather's bad, which hopefully is not bad, I'm gonna try to go live at least once a week now, even if it is just doing a chat session. But I also would like to do some fishing too. Corey Harsity, I remember you on Fish Brain. Hi, how are you? Freak, I've been a fan for a couple years. Much love and tight lines. You too, and keep on fishing. I know you love fishing a lot. And I actually thought about the other day, I think I was thinking about landing nets. I was thinking about getting a different landing net for my kayak, and I got to thinking about that story you told me where you hopped in the water, or you almost hopped in the water to get your big, personal best trout because you didn't have your landing net. I thought about that story you told me, because I would want to do the same thing, get in there and try to wrestle my fish out.
2 people.
So we're down to 2 people. I think an hour might be all people can handle hearing me talk. But next time we do a Let's Talk Fishing, I will have it to where people can call. I probably should have said that when my 7 loyal fans were actually in here watching. But well, next time we'll have it to where people can call in. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, but thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna be better next time. Okay, this was like just the first time thing. Thank you.
Freak signing out.
Signing out. I don't know how to sign out.
End it.